We are live. All right. Okay, Tehmina, hello there. Hello to you.
Hello.
Hello to your
Hello, hello.
audiences. Hello to my audiences. And whoever is going to watch this video with us or watch it later. So, the one quick thing my name is Yasaman McMahan. I'm from Coeur d'Alene, Idaho, in United States. So, it's fantastic that I have a special guest today, Tehmina from Canada. Termina, I want to make it short and sweet. Floor is yours. Please go ahead, introduce yourself and a little bit about your background, and then we're going to go to the next question.
Awesome. Thank you so much. It's so good to meet you finally, virtually. And thanks
Yes.
for inviting me on your page. So my name is Tehmina. I'm originally from Mumbai in India. And I moved to Canada, to Toronto, almost 19 years ago. At that time, my boys were really young. I have two boys, and now they're in their 20s, so they're all grown up. They've done all their education. Now it's finding them jobs, hopefully soon.
Mhm.
So
Yes.
it's been an amazing journey as a new immigrant coming into Canada. I tried my hand at many different things over the last 19 years, but my most recent professional background, such, has been in banking. So I was
Mhm.
working with one of the top five banks in Canada since 2012. And I'm, of course, currently a digital business owner. I'm doing it full time since January because I've been a job quitter since then. I quit my
Okay.
job. Yeah, and that's what I've been doing. I started a year ago, and I've been successfully building my business, and it's been an amazing journey. I learned a lot, and I'm still learning a lot, and that's pretty much it about myself in a nutshell.
Wonderful. Well, yes, I just wanted to let you know that there was a reason I selected you. So
Okay.
you've been doing amazing. You're one of the rock stars in this business, and you've had a lot of great achievements. So that's why we're here today to share all this information, your success story with people who would like to have new opportunity or backup job, or as you quit your job, you just wanted to move on to the next step. So this is amazing.
Mhm.
So just to start this conversation, Tamina, um, how did you come up with this with this business? How did you get familiar with this business?
About myself, since 2019, actually, I had been looking for something that would allow me to work from home. My mother-in-law, my husband's mom, lives with us. She's 80 years old now, and at that time, she was already getting older and stuff. And I started realizing that I needed to stay at home. It's like
Mhm.
life comes full circle, right? You stay at home for your young kids first, and then you decide to, choose to stay at home for your older parents. So I did tie my hands at some different things in 2019, but because of 2020, as COVID coming into everyone's lives, put
Yes.
a halt to most of our plans, right? The traditional plans that you have of a job or a business or anything else for that matter. So that's what got me interested in the online space, because that is the only thing I saw was booming in March 2020. And I looked into different opportunities. I looked into Amazon, selling on Amazon called drop shipping, or I looked into affiliate marketing and things like that. But I was very confused by all of that. I was still working full time, and I found the whole process of getting started on Amazon very, very overwhelming. If anyone's ever looked in the online space, you will find so much information that you actually will get overwhelmed by it, right?
Right.
So I literally like gave up. I'm like, okay, this is not going to work for me. I need to find something else. But
Right.
God had different plans for me, because I came across someone on one of my Facebook moms group, and she introduced this business to me, and I bless her to this day. She's my direct mentor. And what I liked about it is, because I had already researched other business opportunities in the online space, I could see the difference that this one had versus those, right? So everything that I found missing in that platform, the other platforms rather, I actually found them being a part of our system over here, right? So the training was there, but besides that, everything was set up for you. You didn't have to go and figure out or reinvent the wheel. You didn't have to go and find product. You didn't have to go and set up a marketing system. Everything, the drop shipping part, everything was taken care of for you. And all you needed to do is bring your motivation and your will to learn. That's pretty much it, which I was willing to do anyway. So
Yes.
that's the reason I actually jumped on it. It didn't take me very long. I was invited to watch a webinar, and soon after watching the webinar, maybe in a couple of days, I decided to move ahead, and the rest is history. it's I've grown a lot as a person, and of course as a business owner too. But that's one of the biggest reasons why, is because of the way our platform is set up. It's doable by anyone and everyone, and that's how I chose this one. Yeah.
Wonderful. So you already covered a few benefits about this business. Anyone can do it, and then anytime they can do it. And also, you mentioned that, I mean, you could maybe not quitting your job. You had your own reasons, but you could do
Yeah.
this job
Yeah.
along with your job next to your job. And
For
also,
sure.
you just mentioned that, this is actually huge. That especially for people who've never had any experiences of dealing with online businesses. I mean, we should say that it's been out there for years,
Yes.
but with this pandemic, or maybe the last four or like 5 years, I think people started thinking about it and just like, maybe I should try it. So I would say you're actually one step ahead of thousands of people that you already went through that. Maybe
Yeah.
like a little bit of difficulties, but you've got that experience, you've got that information, but now you can compare and you know that this has what anything you were looking for.
Yeah.
So the reason of this online chat, online presentation, online interviews is just to share this with other people who are in your position back then, or my
Hmm.
position when I was looking for an online job. While I
Hmm.
wanted to keep my job, I'm still a full-time real estate agent in two different states, but I got to the point, like thousands of people, I thought that it's good to have a plan B. I mean, thank God that it affected my business. I couldn't show any home for 4 months. I mean, no one wanted to get out of their places to do anything. So I thought that it's always good to have the plan
Yeah.
B. So this is very beautiful, and congratulations again, and actually I should thank your friend to introduce this business to you too.
Oh
Bless
yes,
you.
I thank her all the time. Yeah.
Wonderful. Yes, it's beautiful. So, Tahmina, we're talking about this online business. Can you please tell me what are we doing as an online business? So, just no, I know it takes a long time to talk about it, because it doesn't matter we're doing an online business or traditional business. You cannot just sit down in 2 minutes. You just cover the whole details,
Yeah.
but an overall for everyone. Okay,
So,
overview.
so what a lot of people can't wrap their heads around in our business is, they always ask, what is the product? What are we selling? And the whole thing is that it's very unique. The kind of setup that we have is where we're not selling a physical product as such, but what we're doing is we are actually offering a business system to people. And that's
Mhm.
exactly what it is. So when we market ourselves, we do not promote any kind of business, any kind of product as well, like a material, like something that you can see, but it's
Mhm.
more of a business model that we are promoting. And when we market and things like that, and through our marketing efforts, if somebody does get interested and decides to join the business, we get commission on that. So that's pretty much it in a nutshell. And you are never alone throughout this whole process. You always have somebody holding your hand and helping you along. But we're not looking for customers. It's simple. It's simply said, no customers. What we are looking for is business owners. We're looking for people like ourselves who are
Mhm.
looking to build something for themselves, something that is sustainable. It could be for part-time income. It could be for full-time income. It could be just because you want to get into the online space, but you have no idea where to begin. And that's
Yes.
where we come in, and we help people become digital business owners through training, through having their own website set up, through an email marketing campaign. That's all included already for you, so you don't have to worry about that. And if you were to start this up from scratch, it would cost you thousands and thousands of dollars. Well,
Absolutely.
yeah, and we're very fortunate that we've actually partnered with a system that is already all in place.
There.
And again, I'll come back to the same one. You just bring your will to, your motivation to do something, and your will to learn, and you're going to be successful in it.
Yes, definitely. I think it's fun.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
I mean, every jobs. No one can say like seriously, no jobs has no challenging. Uh,
Yes.
I don't know if we have such thing perfect, but every job has its own challenging. But this job might have some challenging, but you already have a lot of rewarding coming to you,
Yeah.
and more effort you put, definitely you get to close to your goals, to your rewards faster and faster, and it's fun because
Yeah.
we are talking about marketing. We're not talking about selling. So this is actually, then you already mentioned it twice. This is something that takes the stress from people,
Yeah.
because I used to, when I started my business a few years back, well, I just bombard all this fear, and I'm like, okay, what's next? Then I was like, okay, I'm gonna start walking around the neighborhood and just literally knocking doors, say, hey, I'm a real estate agent. Do you want to buy, sell? Do you know anyone? It's a very different lifestyle right now. Things are
Yeah.
changing, and it's really good that we adjust, adopt ourselves quickly.
Yeah.
Quicker, obviously better.
Yeah.
And so, Tamina, please tell us a little bit about like the system itself. Like when we're talking about marketing, I mean, where are we doing this marketing?
Because okay, so the best part about this and why it's also different is in the past I have done other businesses like multi-level marketing and stuff where the main crux of the thing was is reaching out to people that you know who are called your warm market, your friends and family. So this business actually takes all that away from from the equation because what we do in this system is that we actually market everything online in different digital platforms, and digital is anything to do with the online space, right? So it could be social media platforms like LinkedIn, like Facebook, it or Instagram, or in sorry, which other one is there? Sorry, what did you say?
Pinterest, we have
Yeah,
Pinterest.
yeah, no, and that is more digital platform. Those are not like social networks. Like Pinterest is there.
Yeah.
LinkedIn is one of the social
Yes.
networks, right? But we have LinkedIn, which is just an online platform. We have Google. So there are
Mhm.
so many different platforms that we can train. I think we have totally about 6 of them, and you get
Yes.
step-by-step training on each and every one. Now,
Mhm.
even after I mentioned that, it doesn't mean that you're going to be marketing on all of them. But because it's your own business, you decide which platform suits your targets or whatever, or you're more comfortable with, rather, let me say it
Right.
that way.
Yes.
So you can pick that one. Like for myself, I'm on YouTube because I love doing videos. I love doing like recorded videos, and that's why I'm on YouTube. I'm marketing my business on YouTube. There are others that absolutely do not want to be on videos. So
Yeah.
Facebook is a good platform for them, or
Yes.
LinkedIn is a platform for them, right? So you pick and choose what you want. And one of the biggest reasons why this is very different from a job also is the fact that you're putting all the effort not for building somebody else's empire, but you're building your own empire, right? Putting the same kind of time and effort, but you're not a number at the end of the day on a paycheck. So that's what I like about this, that you decide how much you want to work, you decide what platforms you want to work on, and you do the training at your own pace. There is
Yes.
no time limit. There is nobody holding you accountable that have
Yep.
you done this or have you reached that step. I have seen, and I'm sure you have as well, seen people who have gained success in 2 months doing this business, and there are
Yes.
people who've taken a year to reach the same level that somebody else did in 2 months. And
Absolutely.
nobody's faster or smarter or anything like that compared to someone else, right? Everybody does it because everybody has different situations in their life. Someone could have young families, someone could be working 2 jobs for all and doing this on the side as a side hustle, and then decides to kind of leave one job and then maybe just make this his full-time income. And those kind of dreams have come true, and that's what I love about this, like just watching people's lives change because of this, right?
Absolutely. And how beautiful is that you're, let's say, for instance, you're an artist and
Mm-hmm.
you've never known, like, okay, how can I brand myself? How can I expose
Exactly.
myself? Like, how can people know about what am I doing except my sphere? Like,
Yes.
I mean, literally, this will be a strong, tool, channel, everything you can call it, to expose your work, anything. I mean, it doesn't have to be art, it can be anything. I have friends that they're actually like a chiropractor, or they have their own businesses, and this is an amazing opportunity. Not only you earn money out of this, so instead of like spending time just going scrolling up and down in Facebook and to see where Jack and Jill are, like where are they traveling right now, you actually earn money out of it. So
Yeah.
not only that, you can show present your works, and and people will get to know you. So that's really beautiful. So it's all like benefits so far. And then if people, it's understandable, people that they have no idea about online businesses, or they have tried some like yourself,
Hmm.
they want to know about like this particular business. How can we let them know that this is a legit business? I mean, you can trust it. come aboard.
So, one of the biggest things I feel is that we are tax registered in 23 different countries around the world. So, you actually, like in Canada, for example, you get a T4. I believe in the US, you get a 1099, it's called, that you get at the end of the year. So, you
Yes.
do, so it is tax registered, right? So, it is something that is legitimate and it is global. The other thing is that, when we are doing something that might not be, I should say, not that. I wouldn't use the word scam. I hate using that word, but something that people might be wary of. Well, we wouldn't be on, online live doing live interviews if we were doing something that was, something we wanted to hide behind, right? Like we would not show our faces, not have our families out there or share our
Yeah,
personal life.
why we put ourselves in risk and danger,
Exactly.
right?
Exactly, right? So that's the thing. And the best thing is that anytime anybody has any kind of question about something, knowledge is power. Once you kind of are interested in something like this, look into it, learn about it. There is so much information. You cannot hide anything in the internet nowadays, right? But you need to go to the right sources and find the right information, and you will learn yourself that this is a legitimate business. And
True.
yeah, and that's the best part. And for me myself, like when we have a amazing community, an online Facebook group. When I started, we had 40,000 people. Now we have 90,000 people on it, and that's
Yes.
because it is something legitimate and something worthwhile. And once you're in that group, you can actually see the personal successes and stories of different people that have managed to reach different kind of milestones in their life, right? So that's what just makes you feel so much more comfortable, and you know that you're in the right place, like-minded individuals, and everybody working towards the same goal. So that's what I feel. And yeah, that's why it's so important that you actually learn more about it yourself, and then put your mind at ease by looking into it. Yeah.
So for yourself, just tell me, like, when you got to know this business, how long did it take for you to make your decision? I know you mentioned when you started, like, how long it took for you, like,
Sorry, 1 second.
let's do it.
Sorry, 1 second. I was getting calls. I couldn't hear you there.
It's all good. We're
Sorry,
talking
go
about
ahead.
online business. We can have all
Oh,
this.
yeah. Yeah, somebody was calling me, so because I usually do it from my phone. Sorry, what was your question? How long did I take to make my decision?
Yes, I mean, I know you mentioned that when you started this business, but I want to know, like, what was your why, like a strong why, and also, or how long it took for you to say, let's do it.
I think it took me about maybe 5 days, maybe. I think not very long, because even during that time, I looked into it. I spoke with my mentor. I asked her a lot of, I give her a really hard time. She always says that to me. You gave me such a hard time. So to make the decision itself, it took me about 5 days. I did a bit of research. I went online. A lot of people don't do it in 5 days. A lot of people take maybe even 5 months. But for me, I am basically very impulsive. And once I decide that I see something that is worth going after, then I don't take long to make up my mind. So that's what, for me, it wasn't that difficult to do. And I'm so glad I did. I have, as I said, done things in the past, so it's not something that it was something new for me from the point of view of trying out something new that was completely foreign to me.
Mhm.
That part I wasn't that concerned about, because I knew I would be able to do it. I would have given it my 100%. But yeah, so it took me about 5 days. Yeah.
Wonderful. I think we are on the same page. I think when so one day I remember I was just watching a YouTube video, and then suddenly I saw this ad, and that was actually the person who is now my coach, one of the dynamic coach, Neda. So she was just talking about this business, and so that moment I was like, I just want to keep watching my video, but I took a picture of her, that the ad, and then 10 days later. I was just busy with them because I still have actually two different jobs, but I'm very flexible. Thank God to this. And so I went back and checked on it, and then I noticed, and we contacted. She got back to me right away. She gave me great information, and then when I was just like watching her ad, I noticed like she's well spoken. She has, she's just talking about everything I'm looking for, and I guess that was just not a coincidence, and I really took it serious. I know it took me 10 days to get back to that ad, but the moment I saw what, the things she was sharing, it really actually caught my attention. And I was like, maybe I should just give a shot, because it
Yeah.
was right in the middle of, looking for an online business for myself. So I'm like, okay, let's just to see what how it works. In the meantime, Tamina, I always show this in my online like live chats. I have a list
Uh-huh.
of all these benefits of this business.
Okay.
Sometimes you just forget about it. So
Yeah.
one of the things I want to just mention here, two, three things quickly, is like, if people come aboard, they don't have to do this live chat. They don't
Yeah.
have to. There, as you mentioned, there's six platforms. They do their, they learn what to do, and so they can, as you mentioned again, you are one of the person who go in front of the camera. You're go getter. That's your niche. But then for a lot of people there, I could see even around, in my networking,
Mm-hmm.
that they were a little bit of kind of,
Mm-hmm.
but then now you see like how confident they're, and they're just like sitting there and they're sharing all this information. This is one thing I wanted to mention. And also the other thing is that um, you don't need to be tech savvy, guys. If whoever watched this video later, because we're talking about marketing, it doesn't mean that you have to come with some sort of like background, advertising or marketing background, or just provide any sort of certification or degree. As you mentioned, people are in this business from different life, walks of life, so they're actually coming from different background. If you have skills, perfect. If not, don't worry about it. You're going to learn everything from scratch. And as you mentioned, it proven world class system
Yeah.
training is here. You just need to plug in, and you just start this journey, which is learning. We're learning every day in our own life. So let alone like in businesses. And it's the good difference is that when you have an interview for a new job, what do you normally do? You provide a resume, you work on it, you make sure it looks good. You're
Yeah.
just like taking something with you, and then you have to wait for next a couple of weeks until they say yay or nay.
Yeah.
So, but here is just as you mentioned, you just decide. Here we go.
Yeah.
That's the beautiful of this business as well. So, what else would you like to add? If you had any do you have anything in mind, like over past few months, anything really good, rewarding, any sort of challenging, anything from both sides? Please help, just go ahead and share it.
So one of the best things is I just wanted to quickly mention the fact that I really admire Neda. In fact, I was just I was speaking to somebody today as a coach, somebody who's considering doing the business, and I actually brought up Neda's name. So I always use her as an example because she's such an inspiration. So I didn't realize that yeah, she's really good and very inspiring. But what you're talking about, it's the small things that matter a lot, the things that you can't put a
Yes.
price tag on, right? The business, yes, it gives you a great income. I'm making way more than I ever made in my banking job, and all those things are great. They are, but it's the small things that matter. And for me, one of the biggest things is that when I was working in my bank job, I wouldn't get paid time off. So whether I wanted to take a holiday or whether even I was sick, I would have to lose out on a paycheck. Okay, like
Yes.
I wouldn't get paid. So there were
Mhm.
times when I was sick, I had a really bad headache or flu or whatever, and I would try to still go into work just because if I don't go, I don't get paid. But one of the blessings of this business has been that the last couple of weeks, I have managed to go away right in the middle of the week. I went to one of my friends, my friend was at a cottage in the middle of the week, and I went and visited her on a Wednesday. That was such a huge achievement for me without worrying about, I'm not going to lose out on anything because my business is always running.
I think
Last
that's
week,
the time I bothered you. Oh, yeah. You
was
were
it
on vacation.
maybe I was at the, maybe it's
Yes.
possible. And then just last week I was gone again. We took our parents, and we just went away for a couple of nights to a resort town very close to where we live in Toronto. And now this coming week I'm going to Niagara Falls again in the middle of the week. I'm making sure I
Beautiful.
do this in the middle of the week, not on a weekend, just to make myself realize that I can do this
I
now.
can do this.
And
Beautiful.
for
That's
me, and that,
pretty
yeah, and
goosebumps.
yeah, no, and for me, that is such a big thing because I haven't visited back home. And now because of COVID, of course, I can't. But in the 19 years that I've been in Canada, I must have been to India like 3 times. And it's mainly because, of course, finances, and also the fact that you don't have time off, right? Paid time off. So for me, that is such an important thing. Being able to do those things that are give you memories, give you meaning to your life. Being able to spend time with your loved ones at your
Yeah.
own terms and not somebody else's terms, right? So yeah, so
Absolutely. I mean, who doesn't want to have like a flexible
yeah,
schedule? And these are all the beautiful examples you said. Like I came here, came home, and then I planned for my next one. I mean, this means
yeah,
this business it gives you that flexibility.
yeah,
And
for
plus
sure.
that financing, the income you were talking about. So this is all like really good things that we can share with people who are looking for such a great opportunities, really amazing opportunity. I think that for the most part, we covered everything. And is there anything you would like to add? And if not, I would like to ask you. Let's say I'm the audience right now. I get excited. I get inspired. It's like, what are these ladies talking about? Can I just give a shot? What's my next step? What can I do? So, what's the first step?
So the first step is they see your website right there at the bottom. All they need to do is go there and register with their name and email, and they get invited to watch a free webinar. And what I love about it is that they don't have to watch it the one time. They can watch it multiple times if they like.
Right.
We are live on tonight at 7 p.m. Sorry, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and on Thursdays. And I would like to add that my mentor, who introduced me into the business, she's actually one of the webinar panelists
Oh,
tonight,
beautiful. What's her
and she's
name? If you don't
vacationing.
mind, what's her name? Just
Maria, her name is Maria Samreen, and
okay.
she's actually right now. She lives in Toronto, but she's right now on vacation in Pakistan, in Karachi, for 2 months. And it
Wow.
just so happens that it's the middle of the night over there. And she's been messaging me because she's supposed to be on the webinar panel in another hour and a half. And and I'm really
So
looking
it's
forward to
live.
that.
She's going to do it from there.
She's going to do it from there, yes. So if
Excellent.
anyone's interested, they should join and watch the webinar, because I love the webinar also. That is one of the things that convinced me, because the first 40 minutes is talking about digital marketing and what it's all about, because most of us that are interested don't know anything about it. But it's the latter half that I really love, that you get to hear personal stories and testimonials from people who are doing the business.
Right.
And that is what convinced me. I used to just keep watching those testimonials for weeks after that, just to hear the different stories from different kind of individuals, right? Because you never know whose story might resonate with you. So that's the first step people need to take, is watch that free webinar. It's free. It doesn't cost you anything. You can even watch it recorded if you can't watch it live, and take that first step, and then make up your mind whether you'd like to move ahead or not. It's just 90 minutes out of your life, but who knows, it might change your life forever, right? So yeah.
Absolutely. Okay. Wonderful. Well, thank you so, so much, Temina. It's about like half an hour. I guess that half an hour, very useful, full of great information. Again, this is for whoever is looking for this kind of great opportunities. And you already mentioned they can click on our website. They can just start with their name and email, and it's just no cost for them, and then they
Yeah.
can make their mind if they want to move forward, or at least they give a shot, and they always know this is available. However, you mentioned like my coach, when she started about 2 years ago, there were 17,000 people, and now you mentioned it's about 90,000. That is actually a message from, it's giving us the message that it's a fast growing business, so
Okay.
why wait, right?
Exactly.
Anyhow, well, it was a pleasure to meet you, Tamina. Thank you so much for your time, and I'm sure that we're going to have another interview sometimes in the future. So
Hopefully
we'll
soon.
definitely see each other. Yes, and God,
Thank you.
networking is growing in Canada and different part of Canada and Australia, and it's so exciting that
It
you're just like
is.
seeing getting to know a lot of new people, which is fantastic.
It is.
But I wish you a wonderful day, and then if you would like to say goodbye, and I say goodbye to your audiences, and
Yes, no, I
10
would. Thank you so much for having me on. It was really a pleasure.
seconds.
It was a nice, fun chat, and I hope that people gain a lot more knowledge and get an interest in what we are doing, and look into it, because it's definitely something that has changed my life, and I know it's changed their lives of a lot more people in our community as well. So definitely check it out, guys, and have a wonderful rest of your day. Take
Thanks,
care.
Amina. You too. I appreciate it.